just pick up the camera. So, okay. So this is gonna be a little different. I'm talking about something a little different, but it's been on my mind. So I've been playing Dead by Daylight for like a good 3 years now. I think so, right? It was shortly after the Resident Evil DLC with like Leon and Jill and Wesker and whatever, right? That's kind of what got me into the game. So I've seen about like 3 years worth of like, like the past 3 years of the game. I've seen the status of just like, and I've done my homework on like what the game used to be like, and like pre 2020s, like, and even then, before I was playing consistently, obviously I tried it like when it like first came out, and like the Michael Myers DLC and all that. But right now, I'm just here to kind of get nerdy about a perk that I really like, that never, that as far as I'm concerned, it's never been meta, let alone like good. But I love the concept of it, because what the game is, right? The game where, and I was a Survivor main for a really long time. I mainly play Survivor, actually, unless I'm like really bored to death and there's no one to play with, so I'll just play Killer by myself. But now that I have a Switch, the probability of me hopping on the game to play Killer is pretty low now. But anyways, the point is I'm primarily playing Survivor. Now, like, there was a while before I even touched Killer, but playing Killer kind of gave me the perspective of what it's like to actually chase the Survivor and like see kind of like what that perspective looks like. And it's 100% sound, like you're listening in on the Survivor, footsteps, breathing, depending on the character, if they're wearing shoes that click, whatever, right? So you're kind of listening in for that. And a big, really, really big giveaway is the scratch marks. Like, it is the scratch marks, because without the scratch marks, it's designed that way for balancing purposes. Because if there was no scratch marks, it would be like significantly harder to catch survivors. So the game is designed so that way the killer can actually figure out where the survivor is and follow their scratch marks and then find them and whatever, right? So in theory, right, when I first started playing the game, I'm like, okay, well, if the killer goes based on scratch marks and like sound, then what is the perk that exists that diminishes my scratch marks? And like, mind you, it's like I had this idea before I even got familiar with what the perks were or metas or whatever. I'm just like, okay, in theory, if they find me because of these scratch marks that linger for like forever and they don't leave, then what is the perk that helps like either delay my scratch marks, diminish them completely, whatever, right? And I'm like, whatever that perk is, that's what I'm going to use. That's what I'm going to use. Because I was going based on idea and not based on like what was meta. Like, and I kind of operate this way with just like any video game. Like, I just like playing games that way. But the point is like, I'm like, okay, once I found out lightweight, I'm like, boom, this is the perk. 5 seconds less. So like, without lightweight, your scratch marks linger like 5 seconds longer. And then with lightweight, it takes away 5 seconds. So in theory, right, it's like, okay, if the killer's chasing you, or because there's been times where, like, if you're running across the whole map, then just running across the map is going to be a dead giveaway where you are, because you're leaving these fat scratch marks everywhere for the killer to come find you. So with lightweight, in theory, it's like you escape so many situations from happening before they even happen. It's like, why even have a whole chase build when you can just run lightweight and not get found? But unfortunately, just metas in the game, like aura perks, where it just reveals where the survivor's at, it kind of takes away from the it kind of takes away from the idea of being able to play that way, where it's like, okay, boom, I'll just run lightweight, run around, killer can't find me. But with the aura perks, it kind of diminishes it. But still, I feel like for the amount of running around that you do on the map, that's why lightweight, no matter how terrible that perk might be, it's just, I don't know, it's a perk I enjoy because it's the idea of it. And that's just kind of like, this is an example of just how I operate in video games, period. Like, I'll be familiar with what the meta is, what perks to, or not perks, but what characters or what layouts or what loadouts are meta if you want to win. But for me, what matters more is like this idea of how to play that I curate myself. And if I'm gonna win, it feels 10 times better when I'm using something that was my idea versus winning with something that was someone else's idea on how to win all the time. Because then if you don't win using meta perks, or if you don't win using meta strategy, then you just feel more terrible. And what's the point of playing a video game if you're not gonna have fun? Thank you for sharing this experience with me.